Hey everyone, Michael Donahue here for Riot Monkey Radio. Yeah, man, last week was just a whole whirlwind of awesome. Talking to Fred Koehler about his film The Evil Within. And this week, what I'm doing is throwing up some teasers like the last time I did, which are just some random topics of conversation. And I'm also going to include video of the introduction to The Evil Within that Fred Koehler gave before the screening at Shriekfest this year. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy.
I hope you enjoy seeing the film. It's a crazy journey making this film. A long, crazy journey.
You want to tell them a little bit about the crazy journey?
What should we tell about the crazy journey?
The film was in production for about 5 years and in post-production for an additional 10.
Yes, 10 years. 10 years of post-production.
Written, directed, and self-financed by our dearly departed Andrew Getty, who died in 2013.
He was about 2.5 years ago.
After his death, Eric, our producer, and Michael, one of our other producers, made sure that the film saw the light of day, was finished, and is now here. And we're really happy to have our LA premiere here at Raleigh Studios with Shriekfest. Thank you so much for having us.
We really wanted this movie to be out there. We were afraid we'd spent all this time working so hard at making it such a perfect little movie to him, and people really enjoy it. So we didn't want that to fall short and him just pass away with this never happening. So we made it happen.
So enjoy. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So, other than Mother, what have you seen recently?
I saw that, and I saw Blade Runner,
Oh, I want to see Blade Runner.
which I really liked. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was beautiful.
I've actually
actually,
avoided a lot of
visually.
information about it, and if it, as long as it it looks great, that's.
I don't think that you'll have a complaint about that. Maybe there'll be something that you quibble with about the story, but visually, it's pretty great.
Well, but at the same time, I don't need the crazy linear story, clearly.
Right.
But have you ever seen any of the Alejandro Jodorowsky films?
Who?
Here. That box set right there.
This.
Box set here. Oh, Jodorowsky.
Oh no, I've heard of him. No.
Oh my word! His credited with inventing.
I've heard of El
poetry.
Topo.
Yeah. So the easiest way to describe his work is metaphysical paintings on celluloid. Like the first time I saw his movie The Holy Mountain, about 20 minutes into it, I'm a firm believer in if you don't fully consume something, you have no right to talk about it, positive or negative.
Okay.
And so 20 minutes into the movie, I start hate watching it because I'm like, oh, these scenes have nothing to do with anything. Its content seems to be made specifically to offend without any sort of thought as to why. Random nonsense is happening, and then it ends the way it ends, and I went, oh, you brilliant bastard. And I let it digest for about a year or two, and then I watched it again, and I picked up on everything I was supposed to pick up on the first time.
Okay.
And he does all the music himself.
Yeah.
His stuff is just ridiculous, and if I can't find batteries in about 2 minutes, we're just gonna keep going.
Okay. Have you ever thought about making a film?
I've made a few stop motion short films.
Okay.
It's there's something about stop motion that's just always spoke to me. I fell in love with it because Will Vinton.
I don't know the name.
You know the California Raisins?
Sure.
He did that.
Okay.
Did you ever see Return to Oz?
No.
So it was a really dark 80s
Version of it?
Well, it was more based on the book.
Oh, okay.
And so when the book opens, she's in late 1800s mental institution, and that's a horrible place as an adult, let alone being a child. And then she gets to Oz, and it's all war torn and crazy. And there's this guy called the Gnome King who's kind of overseeing everything, and the gnomes are faces that come out of rock, and all of it is done in claymation by Will Vinton. And then did you see Michael Jackson's Moonwalker?
Sure.
Okay, all the claymation in that, Will Vinton.
Okay.
Yeah. He also did a movie called, I let a friend borrow it, I'd show you right now. It's called The Adventures of Mark Twain.
I have never seen that.
It is one of, I want to say a handful, but I want to say less than maybe 10 movies that are, every single image you see on screen is clay. Even when it's like a background that's being faded in, everything you see is clay.
Oh, wow.
And it weaves this story about it's sort of, have you heard his quote? The Twain quote is I came with a comment, I'm gonna leave with a comment.
Yes.
Okay, so the film posits the comet's coming, and he's built a dirigible to go meet the comet. And his characters are real people. So you've got Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer, and I can never remember the girl from Tom Sawyer, but
Don't remember her name either.
those three are the leads, and they stow away in the dirigible, and they go into all these different doors, and they're entering other Twain stories.
Oh, cool.
And so you get to see the entirety of like the Leaping Frog of Calaveras County.
Yeah.
And the mysterious stranger is sort of a framework that brings them in and out of things. But it's a really creepy representation of the mysterious stranger whose face is constantly morphing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And there you have it, folks. Good times indeed. Come back next week when it'll be a great conversation with Fred Koehler about highlights from his rather lengthy career. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm very excited by the possibilities. So keep tuning in, folks. Good things are happening.